Advantages of knowing and hearing God in a marriage. It's very, very important if in your marriage you're able to hear God, because God knows, He knows where you're going. He knows your destiny. He knows your destination. And if you can allow Him to be your guide by hearing what He says or what He's saying, it will guide you to your decision faster without too many mistakes, without too many wrong turns on the way. So that is very, very important. One of the marriage success secrets too, is that you've got to know that there's a difference between men and women. If you don't know the differences between men and women, you are going to have expectations that will not be met, and you're going to be frustrated, and it will make your marriage difficult, and you don't want that. Okay. Definitely, treat a woman like a woman, treat a man like a man. With women are cooperative, which means when they have issues, they have problems, they are willing to get help. A lot of women can come together and solve problems. Women have different communication needs because they are women. A man only needs to talk to ask you something and get that thing or whatever. But with a woman needs to talk. Women talk to unwind. Women unwind verbally. And this is something that most men do not know. Women unwind verbally, which means that they've been working all day, work, and like they say a woman's job is never done. That was probably said by a man. But in the evening, when all the work is done, they need to unwind, and they unwind verbally. So they want to talk. If you're married, you understand, you'll see that most times your wife wants to talk to you at night. You've been to work, you're tired. She was with you at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. She didn't say anything. And at 11 o'clock, when you're about to just get in bed and just sleep and have your rest till you go to work the next day, she starts to talk. Starts to ask you different things. Or no, she's not asking. She's just talking about her day and everything. And most men don't get this. When this happens, sometimes men start to think, well, she has a problem. So they're trying to solve the problem of what she's saying. And she rejects the solutions that they bring it because she doesn't have a problem. She just needs you to hear it out. She doesn't need your response. She just needs you to say, oh, it's like, just be empathic. Like, oh, wow, is that what happened? Okay. And your friend that did that, is that okay? And you're just like being empathic, and you're contributing and you're listening. Very, very important, because I'm sure most of you men, you've heard your wife say, why aren't you listening? Or please listen to me or something, because they need you to listen. And all they're doing is they are unwinding verbally. And at the end of the day, they will mention problems that they had, and they'll also mention the solutions to these problems. At the end of the day, you don't have to do anything. Just be there, be listening, and just be empathetic, and you just be there, and it'll be fine. Same thing, women communicate to connect. Women are emotional beings, and if they don't hear you speaking love to them, they will struggle to give you their body. Now, a husband wants his wife's body, but he doesn't want to talk to her. And it's not going to work because your access to her body is through her ears. So you got to know this, husbands out there that are listening. This is a marriage success secret. You've got to talk to her lovingly, and talk to her lovingly. Like the amazing sex you want in the evening, it starts in the morning when you helped her do some work, and you helped her get to work on time, and you made lunch for her or something. You're pouring water on the ground. Everything is, and when time comes, you're talking. She's a woman. A man is like a switch. You can switch a man on, off, everything. And a man is more visual than he is emotional. A woman is more emotional than she is visual. And so keep that in mind. So these are secret things that you need to know. And men and women are different. You've got to understand this, where if you don't understand the differences between men and women, you're going to keep walking into a brick wall and getting hurt and getting frustrated because she's a woman. Same thing too with a man. Like, most men don't like external help when they have problems. They want to dig down, solve it themselves, and gain the glory and the whatever that I did it myself. That's a man. So if you offer your man help and he doesn't take it, don't be offended. Just let him know you're there for him, and you step away. Let him figure it out himself. And when he does, he's going to feel a lot more achieved than if he did with your help. And I'll tell you this, women don't think this way, but this is how men think. If you offer the man, keep offering help, he's going to think you believe he's not capable, you don't trust his capacity, and so you feel that's why you're trying to help. But usually that's not why. You're trying to help because he's in a mess and he needs to. You want to help him. You actually genuinely want to help him, but he can see it differently. So that's very important. Okay, so that's you must learn that, and there are a lot of differences between men and women that you need to know. You've got to know how to in marriage. It's called reversing downward spirals, which means that your response to your spouse has got to be a response that can give you what you want. For example, if you're a female and you offend your husband, you disrespect him. You just disrespect him. You know how men need respect. You disrespect him, and he stops loving, because if you disrespect a man, he cannot love you under disrespect. So he pulls his love away. Now, if you disrespect him again, he will pull more love away, and things are getting worse. If you disrespect him again, he'll pull even more away, and things get worse. So it's so important that you understand that even though he didn't give you love, you have to give him respect. And even for the man, if she's disrespecting you right now, don't pull the love away. Love her some more. If you love her, she may still disrespect you, but if you continue loving her, by the fourth time of you loving her, she will start to give you respect, because at this point, the love that you've been given will prove to her that you really are serious, genuine about the love you're giving, and she starts to respect you again. You're able to turn it around. So don't just default to respect and pull back love. Same thing with the woman. If the man came and he pulled back his love from you, don't just disrespect him. Just continue to respect him. If you continue to respect him, eventually he will love you, and you can turn things around. If you don't do this intentionally, what happens is that you have a problem and things just go worse, worse, worse. It just keeps going down consistently, and you don't want that. You want to be able to turn things around when things start to go bad. Okay? And the other thing too about marriage is you've got to maintain the order in marriage. In marriage, the only thing you can put above your marriage is God. Okay? The only thing. If you put anything else above your marriage, it will break your marriage. I'll give you an example. For you guys that love to go to Canada, if you don't think about your marriage or about sustaining marriage and just say, I must go to Canada, which means you put Canada, going abroad, relocating above your marriage, and you just go and you leave your spouse behind, most likely your marriage is going to have problems. That move could break your marriage. And many people don't think about this till it happens. And then you go to wherever, and whoever is left here starts to drift and start to see other people, knock people up, get pregnant, whatever. But the issue why that happened is because you put something else above your marriage. You can't put money above your marriage, where because of your career, you just make decisions that don't even help your marriage at all. Those decisions that you made that you didn't consider your marriage will eventually break your marriage. So one of the secrets you must know that when you're married, nothing can be above your marriage except God. If God is above your marriage, God will make sure things are working and is in order. But if you put anything else, it will destroy your marriage. So keep that in mind. Okay. If you're a woman, don't wear the pants in the house, which means that in marriage, the man is the head. If this man cannot lead you, do not marry him. So by the time you marry a man, know that he can lead you, then allow him to lead you. But if you're in a marriage and as a woman you start to lead, eventually the man will be frustrated, because no matter how easygoing a man is, he's going to want to lead at some point in time. So so make sure that you allow him to lead. So that's very, very important. Know this: in marriage, having peace is more important than being right. If you're very focused on being right all the time, you are going to knock the peace out of the marriage, and strife will ruin the marriage. So notice there are times when you're right, but you're not going to fight for your right because you want peace. And that's okay. In marriage, peace is more important, a lot more important than being right. So keep that in mind. Okay? As a woman, you are expected, and you should be, the chairlady of his fan club. So which means if your husband had a fan club, you'll be the chairlady. Because I know some women who, for some reason, they don't like to compliment their husbands. Even I hear this a lot. His head is already too big, so I don't even add to it at all. But that's a dangerous mindset because you're not complimenting, not telling him anything nice. But guess what? Outside, people are. And at some point in time, it's going to affect him because he's hearing a lot more positivity on the outside and he's hearing nothing on the inside because you think his head is already big. So please don't do that. Make sure that you compliment your husband. Like if he had a fan club, know this, you're expected to be the cheerleader, which means you are the one, you are his chief fan person. Always like tell him, oh, you look good, you're doing well. You speak into his life and he starts to be the person that you're speaking. So this is very important. You're able to design your husband. You continue to speak into his life and be that person. Are we good? Men are simple. Keep sex and food fresh and exciting. That's a very simple one. The men are simple. Okay, keep sex and food fresh, exciting. Men are visual as well, which means that give them something to look at. Too many times, you guys, you're in one cap like this, one big cap for your head, and then the biggest gown to go to bed and everything. Don't do that. Go to Victoria's Secrets or somewhere, buy something nice, have be intentional about your look at home and in bed. Very important. Men are visual. Women are emotional. So if you're a man, make sure you are speaking love and you're gentle. You're telling her things that you're affirming her and you're speaking into her. That's important to women. Sometimes men don't know that and they don't do it, but it's very important. Okay. To be intentional to make sure that home is a place that everybody looks forward to coming back to. If you make home a place of conflict, a place where there's a lot going on that's not nice, then it is very possible that people don't want to come home. And that's not okay. I always make sure, no matter what's going on, make home a place that both parties are looking forward to coming to. And the other thing too about marriage is that share each other's hobbies. Very important. If you like for example, the guy likes to play video games, and he calls you each time he's going out. Come with me, let's go play video games, and you don't go. So he's always going out on his own. Chances are out there he's going to meet people that like video games. Some may be female, and that could end in a bad place. So share your hobbies, and also in marriage. Shared experiences are very important, that we have shared experiences that we enjoy. And the only way you're going to have shared experiences that you enjoy is because you shared your hobbies. You go out together, you do stuff together, and things are good. Just 1 minute. All right. Okay. How about finances? How can couples balance out their finances? The thing about finances is that there's something called money language. And each person has money language, which means some people want to spend money to look good, feel good. Some people want to save, some people want to invest. The key about finances is this. Finances should be transparent. Like the whole idea about marriage is that marriage is a test of your ability to become one with somebody else. So being one with that person means that you're transparent and you see everything. Now, the other thing about finances is that everybody should have their say in finances. Sometimes one dominant person who maybe is a saver wants to control all the finances and save everything. And if the other person is a spender, they feel stifled because they're being forced to save everything. So what happens is that when money comes in, some amount is allocated to be saved, some amount allocated to be spent. So each person is able to speak their money language and still be comfortable. Okay, and all parties, there's no rule that there has to be a joint account or no joint account, but there must be transparency, which means what's coming in for all parties, we should know, and what we're spending, we should talk about it, and we should be in agreement with what we're spending. And I'll tell you something too. If you're a woman and you have more money than your husband is still the head of the family and still has a say over how you spend that money. He shouldn't withhold his approval unnecessarily, but on some issues, he still has a say. So don't say because you have the money, all of a sudden you can take the kids to London without asking him. You can buy all sorts of cars and do things without asking him. If you do that, he knows that you are no longer under him. He's no longer the head. You've challenged his headship, and he may not say anything, but you are pushing him away. Eventually, he will disconnect because your actions are pushing him away from him. Does that make sense?